Hi, guys. Hello. Welcome to the live, very last minute live, all about your subconscious thoughts. Now, I have a really, really good question in the Subconscious Laws Squad all about this, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, before I mention that, I want to mention what's going on in the squad right now, which is they are your puppet. And in this latest course, I will be teaching you how your specific person, whether it's your boss, your lover, your ex, your current boyfriend, your husband, your best friend, is that your puppet. Now, a lot of you want to know this in regards to someone you're madly in love with. And in this, I will demonstrate literally with puppets how any specific person in your reality is actually parroting back what you're already thinking in secret in your subconscious mind and how to change it to get them to do whatever the fuck you want. Now, in this lesson, I'm going to go into the subconscious. Now, in the group, someone asked me this question, and let me go find it. It says, Loz, you have a video where you are talking about your subconscious and how it sabotages you. And you have to learn to separate that from who you are now and tell it to shut up and that you are now in charge. I can't find that video to save my life. I would love for you to speak more on it and link it, please, and how you don't give power to your 3D. Keep waking up in the middle of the night, bothered by my 3D circumstance, and have to soothe myself and say it doesn't matter. You run this. It's old and just persist. You'll be fine. But I want to get to the point where the 3D doesn't even faze me anymore. Now, let me let my cat out. Talking about 3D realities phasing you. So, guys, so many of you have a very, very hard time with understanding that your 3D is a reflection of you. And in They Are Your Puppet, I go deep into it. I also go deep into that in Thought Transmission 101 or any of my other courses where I actually talk about the 3D and what it actually is. Oh, you guys can see my house that I manifested a while ago. So, how is it that your 3D is sabotaging? How is it your subconscious is sabotaging you? Let's go into that. And what does the 3D actually represent? So, let's go right back. Your 3D reality right now is a reflection of what you're currently thinking and what you were thinking before. Now, a lot of people say things like the 3D is delayed, it's an echo, therefore you're not actually thinking it anymore. That's actually bullshit. Yes, it's an echo, but an echo is only present when the person's present. Okay, so when you echo into a ravine, hello, 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 you've just done it. And then it echoes back. It didn't happen ages ago. So a lot of people think that when they're listening to manifestation coaches, that means they're off the hook. That means, oh, I thought it ages ago. This shit out here that's happening right now, I thought it ages ago. That's why it's still happening. That's not true. Okay. That's a really convenient way to get yourself off the hook and not uncover what you're still thinking subconsciously. Now, there's a reason why I've called subconscious laws, and it's because I was probably one of the first people to really delve deep into your subconscious thoughts in the manifestation world on TikTok, because most people were just giving you surface, I'm a bad bitch shit. And that didn't fix anything. And I was in a lot of groups whereby people lost their manifestation. And I was one of them. And I was like, how have I lost it again? It must be me. And then I uncovered what I was doing subconsciously that was causing the loss of what I had. And a lot of the time it was me either getting triggered in my 3D reality and reacting, because I used to be very reactionary, or it was I literally sabotaged it by thinking horrible thoughts about the situation, and then it would go the way I imagined, right? So I then discovered that I had to, hi guys, I can see people in the chat. I had to get a handle on that subconscious thinking because I was literally creating 3D circumstances I didn't want from subconscious thoughts I didn't want. So what this person's saying in their question is, you talk a lot about telling it to shut up, telling your subconscious mind that this is no longer relevant. I can't find the video where you keep saying, tell it to shut up and that you are now in charge, that it doesn't matter and that you run this, that you are bothered by the 3D circumstance, but it doesn't matter because you run this. When I say you run this, I mean you run this shit, meaning you create out here, just like you create your specific person however they show up. You are puppeteering them the way they show up, not the way you want them to be. Because at the moment you're puppeteering them how you don't want them to be, just so you understand. But you've got to puppeteer them the way you want them to be. You've got to command this reality and run this reality the way you want it to be. And the only way you can actually do that, guys, is to not allow your 3D or your 4D subconscious mind to run you. So that's why I would have said, tell your mind to shut up, tell your mind that you run this shit, command it to obey you, command the 3D to obey you. Don't allow your 3D to throw you, don't allow your 4D thoughts to throw you. You are in control, you are in command, you run this shit. Now, so many of you will say, but what do I do? It's still running. Well, guys, you have to take a handle on it. You can't let it keep running. That's the point. Why do you think I keep giving you assessments in my courses to uncover the hidden thinking? You don't even realize you're thinking. Like so many of you go, well, I'm not thinking that. Well, you must be if it's still happening out here. So this is the thing I'm getting to. So many of you cling on to that teaching by teachers telling you that the 3D is delayed and therefore you're not thinking it anymore. And you're doing it as a crutch and a crux to get yourself off the hook from not understanding that you must still be thinking it if it's still echoing back to you, if it's still reflecting back to you. For the reflection to be in the mirror, you have to be standing in front of it, don't you? Think about that. So when your 3D reality has turned up like a shit show and it's really throwing you and you're getting upset and you can't understand that you're in command of it, that is the first problem. And that is the first principle. I am the only cause. And you have to understand I am the only cause. Now, if you're really confused by this, I would go back to the awareness trilogy, my 3 videos that go into how you run your 3D reality and that you are God. It starts with the I am God, then brainwash yourself, then the power of being. I will put that here when this is back on YouTube replaying. I will literally put it here for you to watch. Go and watch all 3 videos in order. If you don't understand this, that you are God, you run the shit, you are in control. But those of you who do understand, you run the shit, you are in control, and you create your reality, how do you keep a handle on your subconscious mind? Guys, look, this isn't a case of sitting there all day paranoid about your thoughts. But when thoughts come up that are unfavorable, you have to observe them. What am I thinking right now that isn't what I want to think? Should I be thinking this? No. Is it helpful? No. How is this telling me that I am God? How is this in relation to I run this shit? Oh, it's not. It's telling me that they're making their own decisions. It's telling me that I'm not in control. This thought is telling me they don't want what I want. This thought is telling me I am not in command. This thought is telling me I can't change it. This thought is telling me they have free will. If you don't understand anything I just said, that you've got to think the opposite of all those thoughts, then please join us for They Are Your Puppet in the Squad, because I use this little guy a lot, and part 2 is dropping tomorrow and part 3 drops next Monday. Okay, you get the whole course in the squad for the month of October. If you don't understand what those thoughts are that you're thinking still, you need to understand them, observe them, then change them. But you've got to observe whilst observing those thoughts if they're helpful to you. Because a lot of you think you're saying thoughts that are totally helpful all day, but you're thinking about the conscious stuff you're putting in, the affirmations you're putting in, the visualizations you're doing, and all the conscious stuff, but you're not aware of the unconscious, subconscious stuff. And when you become aware of that unconscious, subconscious stuff, you've got to change it if it's not favorable and not helpful and not what you want, and causing a 3D reality out here that you don't want. So how you do that is you observe. Then you decide, is that helpful? No. What am I going to think instead? And then you start thinking instead the complete opposite of that unhelpful thought. They are making their own decisions. No, they're not. I am making the decisions. They are my 3D reflection. They are my puppets. So what I'm going to do is put thoughts in his mind right now. I'm going to puppeteer him to make the decision that I want and do what I want and say what I want and be what I want. And they're going to do and say and be what I want because I am the one making their decisions. They aren't making their own decisions. Then you decide what it is you want them to say, do, and be. And then you no longer have that conversation with yourself and have those subconscious thoughts that they are making their own decisions, because now you have new thoughts about the decisions they are now having because you have decided you're in control of their decisions and you've decided what their decisions are. Are you guys getting this? Then you get another thought. I don't run this shit. I'm not in control. This 3D is out of control. Well, no, I've watched enough videos. Is this Is this thought helpful that I'm having? No, because Loz says all the time, and all these other coaches that I watch who actually know what they're talking about, that I create my reality. Or Neville says I create my reality, that I am the only cause. If I am the only cause, then I must run this reality. So then I must have thoughts that create a new reality, because the reality out here that's currently here is a creation of my previous and now subconscious still happening thoughts. So I must change them, because I am the only thinker. I am creating my reality. I am the only cause. Like that, guys. Like, you literally either argue with your mind, have logical conversations with your mind, think through a thought that you're having. Like, see how I'm congruently thinking through a thought. What is that I'm observing, I'm thinking? Oh, that's unfavorable, that thought, that I don't run this. Is that helpful? No. Okay. If that's not helpful, what could I think instead that's helpful and the opposite? I'll think this, think. Now I'm going to think that now. Now, if it comes up again, no, I know. And I've observed that that is an unhelpful thought. That is the opposite of what I want. Now I'm going to think that new thought that was helpful. Do you understand this, guys? You are in charge. You are in control. They are your puppet. I don't know how many different ways I can possibly say it to you, but I do know how hard it is, guys, when 3D circumstances throw you. I had something this week that threw me, and I thought, how in the hell have I actually created this circumstance? However, in a way, the circumstance has been really helpful, because I know it's leading to the thing I'm actually manifesting, so it's fine. But if it really threw me and upset me, then I could have thrown off that manifestation completely and fucked it up. But I know it's a bridge of incidents to lead me to the manifestation I'm having, right? Be that logical. Be that indifferent and stand back from your subconscious if you can. From the 3D if you can. Stand outside of it before you open your big fat mouth and start an argument or say something. I could have had an argument with somebody the other day, and I had to try really hard not to say anything that was argumentative. I just went, what's the point? This is leading to something, or this is telling me something, or this is because of something I was thinking. You need to be that controlled in your thinking, guys. And so many of you feel so out of control with your thoughts. If you do feel that way, I would highly recommend my Don't Be a Triggered Bitch course. I'll put that here, where I go step by step into what to do with your triggers when you are triggered by them. And when we had that course in the squad, everyone found that incredibly helpful. I also throw in there emotional regulation, because I know some of you actually do need that, even though I don't really believe in it, because I don't believe it has anything to do with actual manifestation. It just calms you down. Okay. It doesn't have anything to do with something actually manifesting, right? It just calms you down so that you can then be clear on your thinking. It has no effect at all on the manifestation itself. And anyone who says to you, you have to emotionally regulate to manifest, is a fuckwit, and you should stop listening to them completely, because it has no bearing on the manifestation whatsoever. It's just getting you calm so then you can think more clearly, which is what is having a bearing on the manifestation, because it's the thinking that's causing it, not the feelings. Okay? Are you getting this? So go and get Don't Be a Triggered Bitch. If you're really triggered right now, come and join us for They Are Your Puppet in the squad right now for the month of October. And make sure you are on top of your thinking. Don't beat yourself up. If you need accountability, the squad is where we give you accountability. If you are beating yourself up, or if you are spiraling with your thinking, you can go to the Q&A forum. You can come and join my lives on a Thursday. Now they're on Thursdays. My next live is coming up this Thursday, US time. And then you will also be able to join Mentor Monday coming up this Monday. And it's a celebratory Mentor Monday that I'll be joining. Okay, guys? So watch out for that. I will be on that Mentor Monday, and we will help you. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Come and join us in the squad for They Are Your Puppet and the 100th Mentor Monday celebrations this Monday. And I will see you soon, guys. Bye. Bye, guys.